Yo, it is 9 o'clock. It is 9 o'clock, and I'm excited because it's Friday. It's going to be a very good weekend, and I'm excited to learn about everything that has to do with kombucha. That's what we're going to be talking about today, as I got my good friend, my new friend, Cam, in studio. I'm going to kick this on the FM. Here we go. Good morning. This is KHEA Radio, 99.5 FM. This is Kickstart. My name is Gardy. It is just about 9 o'clock. I have a guest in studio. I'm going to let him introduce himself and then share the organization that he has here today.
Perfect. Well, my name is Cameron Schlegel. I go by Cam. I am a co-owner, co-founder of Cammed Goods. We are a fermented food company, but our main product is kombucha. So we are here to talk about fermented foods and kombucha. Before
we get into the story and how you started, can you let me know what do we have here? What kind of flavors? There's some stuff on the desk here.
Yeah, so we have our 4 flavors here. These are our main flavors that we run right now. So the first one, I think in your hand there, is the Space City Lemonade. That is a play on really the diet that everyone was following with the lemon, the maple, and the cayenne pepper. So just a really good kombucha, nice little spice to it. The next one you have there is the Beat Goes On.
I've had this one before.
It is fantastic.
Cassidy brought it.
Yes.
Brought me some. It's delicious.
Yes, that is my favorite one. That's the one I start my morning with every day. You know, the beets, ginger, turmeric, great for your health as well as the probiotics.
All right, so this is the third one?
Third one, that is Love Language. So Love Language is orange, mango, passion fruit, and guava. It's real tropical, really awesome, and it mixes well with the Beat Goes On.
All right. Okay, and then we got this other one.
Blue Pom Bomb. Blue Pom Bomb is blueberry and pomegranate, and that is our #1 seller right there.
So looking at these right here, I like the color of this one the best. I don't know.
Yeah, that's what I've realized a lot was when we're dealing with people who, love kombucha, they like it, but people who have never had kombucha and then they try that one, they love the flavor, they love the color. It's just the right balance to get the first time going into kombucha.
Which one's your favorite?
My personal favorite is the Beat Goes On.
The Beat Goes On. So that's this one right here. That's the one I had.
Yeah, I when I first started doing this, when I was making kombucha just for myself, I was drinking that one. I did 30 days of that one. It helped me kick coffee just because all the nitrates that are in the beets. So all the health properties you get from beet, ginger, turmeric, plus kombucha, like I said, it is great there.
What kind of health properties does kombucha have?
The main one that we really look for is the probiotics, right? So probiotics, when mixed with a proper diet there, they help recreate your gut microbiome. So when probiotics are put into your system, it just really helps get everything moving there. And that's the big focus there is you want to have proper gut health, so you want to have good probiotics.
Okay, so when did y'all start Cammed Goods, and how did it come to be? Why'd y'all start it?
I mean, really, it's a 2-part story, but the first one, the shortest way to go about that is Cammed Goods started with me and my partner, Howie, my business partner, Howie. I lost my job with where I was working. I was working with the rental car company. COVID hit, and we had to make something happen. So we just started Cammed Goods. It was a project that I had been working on, and it was a joke. We always, between me and my friends, we'd call it kombucha instead of kombucha. And I would just hand out bottles to friends. And then Howie always wanted to start a business with me. Whether at first it was always, the biggest one was fried chicken and donuts. He always wanted to do a fried chicken and donut store. I didn't want to do it. I wanted to do something that was a little more helping to people.
Yeah.
I understand donuts is going to help someone on a Friday morning.
That's what I was going to say. That's a lot of help. Fried chicken.
Fried chicken and
sounds
donuts.
helpful to me.
Yeah, but I wanted to really stick to something more on a healthier side, at least to start off, and that's where we came.
Okay.
Yeah. So, I mean, I think this is the beginning story. Our biggest slogan there is it's Cam that makes it good. Like I said, Howie always wanted to start a business with me. It's sort of that. I don't like talking about myself, but I have to.
You have to. It's your story.
It's my story, yeah. So it really starts a long time ago in the entrepreneurial spirit that I've had my whole life, and I didn't realize it. So at 5 years old, I started a lemonade stand, and it was really with my parents were taking us to Disney World, and they're like, hey, you need to help with chores. You need to get money so that you can help towards this trip, right? Really, I think what they were trying to get me to do is, clean my room, and here's $5 for a T-shirt. But I actually started a lemonade stand, and our roads were getting paved back then. So I was actually filling up those orange coolers on the back for trash can driver or trash can truck drivers, different construction crews. And I was like making like $50 to $70 on these lemonade stands just as a young kid.
I'll say that's a lot of money for a lemonade stand.
Right, yeah. So that's why I had to start. It's not just like, oh, I was just doing it to have fun. Like, I didn't realize what I was doing at that time. And then it goes even further into, just through my life. I've always had odd end jobs that I've created. When I was 16, instead of just going to work for a fast food chain, I started mowing people's lawn, right? Mm-hmm. I've always wanted to work for myself, find a different way. And especially when it's doing something that I love, like I love kombucha because it's helping people, right? It helps me help others.
Yeah.
And I think that's the biggest thing that I'm excited for when doing this project every day.
Did your parents or anybody else, aunts, uncles, did they own businesses? Were they entrepreneurs? Did you see that and mimic it, or just came from within somewhere?
My godmother would a lot, but no one else in my family. My parents are both teachers. They're educators. Mm-hmm. And I, just as far as just trying to work for myself, I think it was just one of those things where I was wanting to figure out my own way to do something. Wouldn't say it until recently where I truly realized, like, oh, I want to be an entrepreneur, right? Mm-hmm. It was just more so like, hey, like, I want to do something for myself and making it work.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you think that your business partner, Howie, that he sees that entrepreneurial spirit and like, hey, this guy, that's why he wants to be in a business with you?
Yeah, absolutely. And he has the same mindset as me, right? But with him, the way he always says is he wants to, he uses me to have that gravitational pull, right? For people to buy into and talk to and like this, being the face of the company, right? He gets to make, business decisions. I get to be the face. And it's a great model to put together. I wouldn't ask for it any other way, to be honest. Mm-hmm. Because he's very much more, business mindset, picks up and goes, where I'm just like, I can be the free spirit of just being like, well, I want to call this one love language, right? Like, let's put these flavors together and see what happens. He's like, well, is it going to make us money? Well, of course it is, right? So that's where it's a great balance to have. I honestly probably wouldn't even have Cam Goods without him telling me, like, hey, let's make a business.
Yeah. So you said growing up at a young age, 5 years old, lemonade stands, bringing in real cash.
Bringing in real cash.
Real cash, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so as you got older, did you continue that entrepreneurial spirit,
Yeah.
Where'd it
go? So the next step with that was just, like I said, when I was 16, it was actually my godmother helped me out with this. She was just like, hey, like, start mowing grass for people, right? Don't just go work for McDonald's. Don't go work for some fast food chain and just be, at a drive-through line. Help people out. So then that's when I started mowing people's grass. I was doing, I remember I helped somebody put in like a irrigation system for their garden. They just wanted to have sprinklers set up. So it was just really at that age when I learned how to, just take my time and do with it what I wanted. And by doing that, by helping people, I was mowing, close to about 15, 20 lawns a week. So, I was making more money than my friends were, working less time. Didn't realize that. And so from there, just went to college. I was a college athlete, so I stuck to business administration for my major. And I think that's when I really wanted to, how do I say this? I just stuck with business, and I just went into the business world. I thought, hey, I'm not just going to be able to start my own business. I need to get a job. So I did that. And like I said, I was a student athlete. And part of this journey was sticking with health, right? So as a student athlete, I never was taught how to eat. I went to smaller colleges. I was not on these huge colleges with food regimens that I was supposed to take. I was just working out, and then eating whatever I wanted to. Well, I took that for years and then went into the working world, was not working out as much, and was just eating more. So that takes us all the way to January of 2020, and I actually got really sick. And we really weren't sure what I had. I tested negative for flu. I tested negative for pneumonia. I was out of work for 21 days. I had 100-degree fever for over 17. And when the doctor was just like, hey, we can't give you any more antibiotics, I wasn't sure what to do. I was already making kombucha for about 2 years at this time, but I was just doing like a gallon a week, maybe drinking half of that gallon a week. And then I was reading on the internet, and it was just a post about probiotics and how kombucha is filled with probiotics and how antibiotics are taking away from what probiotics are doing. So to really talk about that, we're off subject, but so antibiotics they kill your gut microbiome, whereas probiotics help your gut microbiome, right? So the antibiotics kill everything that's in your body to get rid of the disease, whereas a probiotic helps what's inside of your body already to get stronger. So probiotics can help push things out and to get the proper balance, whereas an antibiotic kills everything off. So it's like, if you think about it, like last time, I don't know if you've been sick ever, but if last time you were sick, they gave you antibiotics. And once you're done getting rid of the sickness, you're probably still sluggish a day or two.
Mm-hmm.
That's your body trying to catch up, right? So if we are preventative maintenance, which is what kombucha is, if you're taking that in daily, that helps clear out all the bad before it happens, right?
Yeah.
So it's not like that one cell coming in and just wreaking havoc. You have healthy things that are inside of you. It's already kicking it out once that one bad, sickness comes in. So, back to, I don't know if we were going on. So.
No, yeah, keep going.
Okay, yeah. So that was just antibiotics. So anyways, I got told by a doctor that they couldn't give me any more antibiotics. So I started making my kombucha from 1 gallon a week to 2 gallons a week, and I was drinking my starter tea. Starter tea is the part that you use to make kombucha, and it's very high in acidity. It's very high, and it tastes more like a vinegar than an actual kombucha. But it's what you use to make the sweet tea into kombucha. So I drank that, and then I did that for 2 days, like 16 ounces, which is one of those bottles. And my sickness went away. That 100-degree fever that I had for like 10 plus days prior to this, it was gone. And once I realized how helpful probiotics in your diet were, that's when I realized, hey, I have something on my hands that's going to be helpful to people.
Was that you taking matters into your hands, saying, the doctors, they took me off antibiotics. They don't really know what's going on. This is something I know that is good for my body?
Yeah, absolutely. Because, like I said, I had chest x-rays. I had a bunch of different tests going on. I had a 100-degree fever for 10 days. I wasn't just sitting there going like, oh, hey, I'll get through this. Maybe the first day or two I was, but after that, when I couldn't kick a sickness, I wasn't sure what was going on. So, yeah, I took matters in my own hands and found a solution that worked.
What's the history of kombucha?
Oof. Yeah, it dates back, and it's pretty muddy as far as where does it truly start. It's either between China or India is where it came from back in, I want to say like 200 BC. So yeah, but the modern day kombucha, from what everyone really drinks, is more of the 90s, right? So if you think of kombucha, it's almost like if you think of a soft drink, you think of Coke, right? Mm-hmm. If you think of kombucha, you think of GT's Synergy. That is the #1 brand in the world. So thank you, GT, if you're listening. Hopefully he's out in LA. But no, GT, he made the pathway back in the 90s. So he is what made kombucha be able to get on the grocery store shelves. He created that mold for people to follow into a business. But yeah, it's like 17 or 18 when he started making kombucha. He got it from a family friend in India, because like I said, you have to have old kombucha to make new kombucha, and that's what started everything. But yeah, so it's a very old beverage, went away for a long time, and then back in the 90s is when everything started coming back to, especially in America. Yeah,
so now, you walk into HEB, you can get some, on the shelf.
Oh, yeah.
How is yours, different or the same from one there?
Yeah, so the biggest difference there is the pasteurization techniques that they have to be able to be shelf stable. So, if you even look at our beet flavor there right now, mm-hmm. on the bottom there, you see those little bits.
Yeah.
Okay, so that is, it's called a SCOBY, a symbiotic culture of bacteria and yeast. And it grows quickly in the beet one there. But that is present because there's oxygen still in the bottle. So unlike at a store, they have to cap it. So a lot of times they heat treat it so that the probiotic won't continue to grow into that pellicle form, which is the SCOBY. Mm-hmm. And they'll add carbonation. So they force carbonation into the liquid so that the oxygen is pulled out. So that's the main difference there, is that ours is a live probiotic that's still brewing when you get it.
So whenever you see this stuff in there, that's a good thing.
That's a
So
good
someone
thing,
who
yeah.
knows kombucha, that's you can't get that on the shelf.
Yeah, no,
Yeah.
I mean you can, but it's not gonna. It's you gotta work to get there.
I
So,
got you.
this was like freshly poured from this morning. As you know, the more heat that they're used to, kombucha loves anything above 60 degrees. So anywhere between 60 and 90 degrees is perfect temperature for it to brew and keep, getting more probiotics is the best way.
I got you. Okay, cool. Here's a comment from my friend Jordan who owns ET Lockouts. Shout out to ET Lockouts. He wants to know, hey, where can he buy some? And he did say that he likes the ginger lemon ones.
Okay, yeah. So we're at farmers markets right now. That's the best place to come up and talk to us and get your kombucha. So the main farmers markets that we are at is at Eleanor's Market on Saturdays. That's from 9 a.m. to 1 p.m. That's off Ella Boulevard, inside the loop there. We're also at Braeswood Farmers Market on Saturdays from 9 to 1 as well. We are at Houston Heights Market on Sunday from, 10 to 2. And we're also online at camgoods.org. If you message us on our Instagram as well, camgoods, it's at camgoods_, you will be able to talk directly to me. We can order through us. If you're inside the loop, any order above $50 is free delivery. Anything below that, we do have a delivery fee for it. But yeah, I mean, the other markets, we do have some pop-ups coming up here soon as well. We have one on June 4th. It's in Humboldt. It's called Yoga Palooza, at Lago Mars here, the other one, Balmoral.
Balmoral, yeah.
Yeah, so we're going to have, it's a big yoga event there. They're going to do like supboard, paddleboard yogas, all that. We're going to be a vendor for that. And then also Urban Markets in Alvin on June. I have to look at the date on that one. But Urban Markets with a Gander Studio.
Cool. So at Balmoral, we've gone out there and shot a video for them before.
Okay.
And then almost all of the video at Lagomar on this side, we've had the opportunity to shoot and produce and put out those commercials. Have you been to the Lagomar location?
I haven't, no.
Y'all need to go be a vendor out there at some point. I think it opens today. Today's the
I saw a
launch.
bunch of tents. Yeah.
Mhm.
So, yeah.
Yeah, summer lagoon for Lagoon Tex. I don't know. There's a whole bunch of things. It's massive. It's really fun out there, and even Balmoral, that's really cool out there too.
Oh yeah,
it's not quite as big, but it's ridiculous when you see it in person.
Yeah, I've driven by it. I was driven by this one too. Just seeing the size of it, you're like, whoa, it's a cement pond there.
Who have y'all seen? Like, who are the people that generally like kombucha? Is there like an audience like that it's for? Is it for everyone?
So originally, I thought it was going to be like a younger crowd. I thought we were going to be going for more of the, I guess say astringent people, But honestly, we're getting closer. It's made for anybody, but you get a lot of kids that like it. Like my 3-year-old niece drinks it every day. We have a lot of people, their children drink it every day, and then most people in between. Really, it's on my Instagram. The age we're going for, it's anywhere from like 30 to 40, especially in the female community. I think that's just because probiotics are pushed more towards the female community. But once you start getting everybody drinking it, it's made for everybody. So we're not shooting for any one demographic, but I can tell you who's being pushed towards us.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. Okay. That's cool. And then also just the flavors and anything. People will probably look at the health aspect, and then it's like, I just like the taste.
Well, yeah, and that was actually both between me and Howie when we first sat down, was if you go look at every kombucha company out there, you have things like Cosmic Cranberry, Guava Goddess. We wanted names that were just going to reach everybody, right? Space City Lemonade, right? Oh, I'm drinking Space City Lemonade. We made a Space City Margarita from that one. We're just trying to make kombucha for everybody. We're not trying to limit ourselves into one niche of the market. We're not trying to say, oh, we're the best probiotic out there. We are a very good probiotic, right? We are a live culture, local produced probiotic beverage. But we just want to be there for everybody, and we want everyone to be able to latch on.
All right. What are the sizes?
So the sizes, those right there that you see are the 16-ounce. We call those our walk-around bottle. We have a 32 and a 64-ounce bottle as well. Those bottles are both refillable at our markets, so it's almost like a subscription program, right? Our goal is to be a subscription service. So like I said, we're known for our kombucha. We want to be known for all our probiotics. I make kimchi, I make sauerkraut, I make pickles. right? So we want to be able to have a subscription service to where you subscribe to your monthly box of probiotics and we get you going with the right health benefits. And we want to add different things, more of being a brand versus, you know, a brand box versus just, hey, we're the kombucha people.
Okay, here's a question that just came in. You know, talking about the audience, and it generally sometimes tends to be ladies, 30 to 40 years old. They want to know if being the prom king is why all the ladies will come to end up being that audience.
Yeah, let's, man, y'all. Someone's digging on Facebook there. No,
it doesn't hurt.
It doesn't hurt, but that's not the guide that I went through for it. But yeah, no, I guess
that was Howie.
Okay, cool. It makes sense. He's listening. Good.
Thank you for listening. Feel free to share this out. If you're just tuning in, thank you so much for taking the time. We're talking about Cam Goods. We got Cam in studio. It's Cam that makes it good. As we're learning, the king.
The king.
Yeah, the king, the kombucha king.
Yeah, the prom king. Wow, Howie. Thanks, everybody. Yeah,
that could be a flavor.
You know what, prom king. Let's bring it out.
Prom king.
Howie, think of some flavors.
Yeah, let's make it happen, and then you can go get that filled up. Okay, so Cassidy, she came in studio and she brought me this one. The Beat Goes On.
Beat Goes On.
And it was a bigger bottle than this.
Yeah,
and I said, I'm gonna chug it. And she said, "Wait, are you really gonna chug it?" I said, "I might." But she recommended. She's like, "Okay, here's some reasons why you shouldn't chug it. You'll have to go to the restroom."
Absolutely.
You know, like pretty quickly.
Yeah.
How much kombucha can you drink in a sitting? Does it depend on what's in there? Or?
It depends on how much you drink, right? So if you have never drinking kombucha before, and now you're saying, "Hey, I'm listening to this guy talk. Cam makes it good. I'm gonna go try it." I'll tell you 2 to 4 ounces for the first week every day, because you just need those probiotics in your system. Honestly, I mean, to be honest, kombucha makes you poop. Probiotics make you poop. Your health is in your poop. If you want to really boil it down, if you want to know if you're a healthy person, stand up, look behind you after you go to the bathroom. But probiotics help with that. So if you do not drink kombucha regularly, 2 to 4 ounces a day in the beginning, once you get past that threshold of a week, you can go 16 ounces in a day. Your true recommended serving is 8 ounces.
So the more you drink, you got to ease yourself into it.
You got to ease it in, yeah, because it clears out anything bad in your body. To be honest, with probiotics. So like you said, like those little probiotic pills. I know a lot of people take probiotic pills, or dry supplements, and the main difference there is that those are dead probiotics, right? So you take those probiotics in, and they get into your system. It takes them a while to activate. They will activate. They don't die easily. But they're dehydrated, right? So you have to drink water. You have to eat the right balance. You drink this. If you've never had anything, I had one gentleman who, he was just doing our sampler cups. He took a 16-ounce bottle, he chugged it, and he was like sweating, ran away, came back. He had been constipated for 10 days. And he was just like, "Thank you so much. Like I'm having this problem. I've had it my whole life." But now he's just a regular customer, and he said he's been regular for the last 3 months.
A regular customer, keeping regular customers regular.
That's the new slogan.
That's nice. The prom king, keeping regular customers regular.
Yeah.
Do you get any other, I guess, like health-related feedback and testimonials like that?
Yeah, and that's a big thing I want to stress with this is, like with my sickness, right? That was a testimonial. That's my testimonial. If you go deeper, there's probably someone out there that says, "Hey, kombucha can cure baldness," but yet alone, Howie's still bald, right? One of our founders, right? But no. So our biggest focus is that these are testimonials of your own. We're not trying to prove any science here of what probiotics do. But yes, I have the biggest one that I get is people with like acid reflux. They'll be taking acid reflux pills daily for years. Start drinking this a week later, they don't have as much problems in their stomach anymore. I have one gentleman that I work with. I don't know what it is, but he gets this. His legs will start to swell, and he'll buy one 32-ounce bottle from me, and his legs they won't swell up anymore. Like you can put your finger and still leave indents on his calves, but he'll drink that and it goes completely away. But the biggest one that I do have is people with like liver toxicity. Don't ask me exactly what liver toxicity that we're curing, because I know there's a bunch of different levels. But yeah, they come up, they drink it regularly. They're doing much better than they were before, with, really stomach ulcers, stomach acid, and liver toxicity.
What were some of the other names, or was it always going to be Cam Goods? I know you said, you kind of joked it was Kombucha, but were there other names in the running?
No, not really. Cam Goods, that was Cassidy with Marina Bay Yoga. Originally, how it started was I was canning fruit or canning vegetables, right? Tomatoes. And so I was like, oh, canned goods, right? So canned goods. And then we're just like, oh, kombucha. Let's start doing this. So it sort of all just melted together. So yeah, as far as the brand name, no, canned goods was where it stuck with.
And okay, so you also mentioned how Howie was saying maybe, fried chicken and donuts, or maybe it's a restaurant, maybe it's a bar, maybe it's some other things.
Yeah.
And you had, before we went on air, you said that you like to cook, you're a good cook.
Oh yeah.
Where did you learn that, and what kind of stuff can you whip up?
Oof, anything you ask, to be honest. I try not to stick to one specialty, right? But yeah, I learned to cook. So once I was in college, right? So once I was in college, I had less time, right? I actually had to have like a regular job that I was going through. So the first job I actually had with a business was Chicken Express. I don't know if you've heard. Okay, yeah, Chicken Express. So I was fry cook with Chicken Express. That was the first thing. Came home. I worked at a bakery in Alvin, Norma's Bakery in Alvin. Worked there. That was sort of like an internship I did with my my godmother. Let's see. I also worked at the Yellow Rose. That was in Alvin. That was still like a little restaurant chain that they had there. And then the most cooking that I did was in college. I actually worked for our cafeteria that we had there, and I was actually got hired on as a dishwasher. And I was talking with the head chef and just talking about he's like, yeah, you're a student here. How do you like the food? And I was like, I really don't like it. It's bland. And he's like, so what would you do? And it was actually, wow, now that we're talking about this, it was fried chicken. He's like, what would you do with these spices? I just sort of threw some stuff together. We did like a roast as well. And then the next day he just handed me a chef jacket, and he's like, yeah, you're a student lead now. And I was like, okay, cool. So, yeah, I always like to cook rather than go out to eat. So yeah. But yeah, so fried chicken and donuts. I know Howie really wanted that. Not sure. I've never made a donut in my life, so I guess we'll figure that out. And now we're gonna have Cam Good chicken and donuts.
You said, so you worked at a bakery though. What kind of stuff were they making there? Bread and stuff?
So the main thing they were doing was cakes.
Cakes, okay.
Yeah, cakes, cookies. Cake balls. Like when the cake ball craze was coming up. I mean, that was most of my day was rolling cake balls. Oh, I made a ton of icing then too. That was
cake balls, I hear, are hard work. It's a lot of work.
It is a lot of work. Yeah, it's I making the cake and then making the cake balls not hard, but dipping it in the chocolate, right?
Yeah.
Because there's no like real apparatus where you can just like dunk it and come out like toothpick. You dunk it. If the chocolate's too cold, it breaks apart. It falls in there. So I think we were using those spoons that we like bent, and we're like just had the right thing. Yeah, cake balls are not easy to make.
Yeah. So what other products? You had kind of went over some that Cam Good also does as well. What other products do y'all have?
So kimchi, that's our other big one. A lot of people don't know what kimchi is. It's a fermented cabbage and like peppers and garlic and fish sauce. So I've also did more of a vegan style. I don't use fish sauce in my kimchi, so that's what's really good about that. But kimchi, it's if you've never had it, it's delicious. I really don't know how to explain the flavor. It's like a spicy sauerkraut, but not really. I can make sauerkraut. We don't have many people asking for that. But pickles is top notch out there. It's not a fermented process in the pickles. We do heat treat it, but we have been working on trying to do like a pickle from our starter tea, because if you age out kombucha long enough, it will turn into vinegar.
Okay, how long does it take to make kombucha then?
We do a 10-day process.
Okay.
And that's between fermentation 1 and fermentation 2. So the first 7 days is really just you take sweet tea, right? And then you add in old kombucha or starter tea or SCOBY, as a lot of people call it. And what that does is over the 7 days, the probiotics that are in the starter tea or the starts eating on the sugar, and then that creates on top, it's called a pellicle. So all those little, really the pieces at the bottom, that's the yeast there. But when they float to the top, it really just looks like a jellyfish is the easiest way to describe it. And that is the pellicles, right? The pellicle caps off all the tea, and then that ferments it over the next 7 days. From there, we flavor for 3 days, and we do that in the fridge too. What that does is that really, once you put it in a fridge, it slows everything down. Because like I said, kombucha needs to be in between 60 and 90 degrees. Under 60, it's not going to ferment well. Over 90, you're going to start introducing bacteria. So, once you get into a fridge, it really just slows down the process. It doesn't stop the fermenting, but it does slow it down severely.
Okay. We were talking about pickles and the potentially using the starter tea for the pickles. Is there any other products that you're looking to introduce, or you're testing, or ideas that you haven't tried yet?
Really right now, as far as its flavors, as far as the next steps of new things, with fermented foods, we're always thinking of ideas, but right now we haven't really been talking of a new product to bring in. The flavor that we're going to come back, and if anybody's listening that knows us, they're going to go crazy. It's called our basic Booch. We don't have it here. It's watermelon. Last year was watermelon, cucumber, mint. We're just going to do watermelon and mint this year. So it's a little play on words. So the basic Booch there. And that's the one we're going to be bringing back here in the next couple weeks. We just really got to nail down flavors, because how we started, the process we were going, is going to take way too long just to get the amount, enough juice there.
Yeah.
So it's a new process.
So what's the goal for the rest of this year? What's it look like for you guys?
So right now, we're just expanding, right? So we're going to continue to expand. And just try to get the name out there. We're looking for, trying to get into distribution there to be able to, get it to people more than just Houston, Texas. So right now we're in a little pocket of Houston, Texas. When we first started, we were trying to ship, except for those bottles were exploding. So it was not a good thing. So we've looked into plastic pouches. We've looked into a bunch of different ways to be able to get canned goods out there and spread out. So, biggest thing right now is just spreading out our leaf of where we are. Getting
distribution, it seems like it would be pretty difficult. Is that a hard process?
Yes, and the main reason with that is because there's different laws out there restricting kombucha on store shelves, right? Like I was saying, the adding carbonation, force treating carbonation, it slows down the growth there. Heat treating it, those are two processes that we do not do, and that's why our bottles were exploding, right? So if you leave these bottles outside of a fridge, cap them for 2 days, you come back and it's going to open up and spray everywhere. And it's just a natural carbonation process that does happen in the kombucha. So as far as distributing, because we have to have cold distribution, right? So that's one. It's very expensive. Starting this, really, this started from a kitchen pantry to where it is now. It's a very expensive process, right? And we got to take the proper steps to get there.
All right.
And one of the best things to our name is we haven't taken out any loans.
Yeah.
So it's a continual growth process here.
Trying to let it happen naturally.
Yeah, just like the kombucha.
All right.
Happen naturally.
How about the community, like the Houston community, even like other kombucha companies is that like a friendly?
It's very friendly. Yeah.
Okay.
So and I tell people a lot, it's sort of like microbreweries, right?
Yeah.
You can turn around every corner and you can see a different microbrewery everywhere. And the people are just helpful towards each other. And being in the farmer market circuits that we're in, we have loads of people that help us out. Probably our number one is Power of CMOS. They're always out there. They're always supporting us. Half of their, some of their pitch is how do you take CMOS in the morning is with kombucha. So, really respect out there. So I'd say it's more than just the kombucha community that's helpful. It's the small business community. Everyone's out there to help each other.
It's like a farmer's market community.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Yeah. And I've had the opportunity to go to like some of these like vendor events like that, and you'll sometimes see the familiar faces and make friends.
Oh yeah.
And so it is like a friendly thing.
It's very friendly, especially the markets we're at. They do a great job of making sure that it's evenly distributed of who gets the marketing for the week that's coming up, and it's a great process to be around.
Can you remind everybody, if they want to follow you on social media, how do they do that? Send you an email, website? How can they get a hold of you?
Yeah, so first off, Instagram, cammed_goods_. It is, it's on the back of our bottle, but you're not looking at it right now.
I'll show them.
So yeah, no, so it's cammed_goods_. We are on Facebook also with, it's just Facebook at Cammed Goods. You can email us at cammedgoods@gmail.com. Also, hey, if you're an old school person, you need to text, call. My number is 713-806-2831. Let me know. We will get kombucha to you.
Is there anything else you'd like to share while you're here today?
Man, no. I this is an awesome process. I feel like I've been talking your ear off. Hopefully I haven't.
No, you've done great, and it was an honor to meet you, and I'm excited. I'm gonna bust. Can I drink one of these?
You can drink all four. We can drink them together.
So do I need to like swirl it around? Does it matter?
So you can swirl it. So yeah, and what that does is some people don't. Most people don't mind the yeast the buildup that's in the bottom there.
Mm-hmm.
Perfectly natural and healthy to drink. Yeah, perfect. Oh, that was a nice crisp. But yeah, perfectly natural and healthy to drink. And but yeah, if you do a nice little swirl, it just mixes it all up together.
What flavor is this again?
That is Blue Palm Bomb.
Blue Palm
How do you like
Bomb. It's good.
That's our number one seller.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So part of everything, I mean, like, and I mentioned this earlier, is just like the color. Like, it's just like a peaceful, calming color.
Oh, absolutely.
And then it has a nice, refreshing taste as well.
Yeah. Yeah, it's our summertime favorite. Well, actually, the summertime favorite is the basic Booch. That it's coming, but
The one that's coming back?
Yeah, it's coming back. So yeah, we were testing around with seasonal flavors there for a minute, and now we're gonna try to stick directly to just 4 flavors every time. So part of the problem is figuring out which one to take out.
Yeah.
If everything's selling good, what do you get rid of?
So which one are you gonna get rid of?
I don't know.
Not sure yet?
Not sure. It's up for debate. Probably let's throw that on the Instagram. See who wants to get rid of what.
What? That's sad.
I know, right?
It's like, no, if that's your favorite, and it goes on the chopping block, but then it gives you something to look forward to.
Yeah, and that's what's nice about it is you're not always going for the same flavor every time, and that's even one of the things is recently more people, like I said, the regular followers, they're mixing the flavors, right?
Mm-hmm.
So the main mixture that I really do like, and a lot of people do too, is Love Language and Beat Goes On. So it's the Love Goes On. So you get a lot of people don't like beets, which I didn't like beets before I started making this stuff either. And once you mix those two, you get the flavors. You get the tropical fruits, and then you get the beet essentials that you need for your day. All those nitrates in your blood system and get you going.
Will y'all mix at a farmer's market?
Absolutely. So yeah, we just have big containers.
Mm-hmm.
And so like our subscription service, right? You buy a 16 or 32 ounce bottle, you drink it, you come back the next week, it's $2 off to refill. We refill whatever flavor you want right there in front of you, cap it, give it back to you. So we're not taking back bottles, we're not recycling, we're reusing. We do want you to clean out that bottle, right?
Yeah.
We're just not taking back because we don't have the proper facility to be able to clean hundreds of 64-ounce bottles, in a week.
Yeah, that would be a lot.
It would be, yeah. We're just sticking to kombucha. We'll let you clean.
All right. Hey, well, thank you again for hanging out this morning. I appreciate you.
It was a pleasure. Thanks for having me on.
This is KHEA Radio 99.5.